Hello, boys and girls. Meet Cell Phone Sally. I'm Miss Kathy, and behind the camera is Miss Jane. And today we are going to read Chapter 9 of EllRay Jakes is Magic by Sally Warner. Chapter 9 is entitled The Tryouts. I'm impressed, EllRay, Miss Sanchez says after taking attendance. She is holding the list I just handed her. You kids said you could get this sorted out by yourselves, and you did, with an act to spare, I see. She tells us, and she reads the following list aloud. Number 1, Jared and Stanley dance very cool hip-hop. Number 2, Fiona reflects and recites this regally sad poem she wrote. Kevin tells jokes that are so funny he could be on cable TV. Cry juggles awesome cotton balls. Cynthia sings the very patriotic Star-Spangled Banner while Heather holds the American flag. EllRay does 2 magic illusions. It sounds amazing, Miss Sanchez says. And mercy, so many exclamation points. I had no idea this class was such a hotbed of talent. And you all have your supplies with you, right? Music, magic tricks, and so on. 8 of us nod, suddenly solemn. This is real? I'll need a little table, but everything else is in my lunch bag. Good, our class tryouts time is at 11 a.m. before lunch. Mrs. Sanchez tells us. They're giving us 45 minutes and the entire class is invited to attend. You'll all go straight to lunch from there. So bring your cafeteria money or your lunch boxes with you. But no eating in the auditorium, she reminds us. What about throwing up in the auditorium, Miss Sanchez? I asked silently. Because I'm nervous. I thought we'd just get turned down in private with only a few witnesses and that would be it. No talent show. Now, though, our whole class will be watching the tryouts and Miss Sanchez, but I'm supposed to fail. How embarrassing. Is it too late to back out now? A couple of other tryout kids are looking as if they'd also like to change their minds, but it's too late. Shh, Miss Sanchez says at 5 minutes before 11 a.m. as she hustles us down the hall towards the auditorium. Classes are in session, people. It's cool walking in the hall when no one else is here, Emma whispers. And Annie, Pat, and Cry nod. I agree, but my heart is pounding too hard for me to react to what she just said. And we enter the almost empty auditorium. The judges are sitting in the front row on one side of the main aisle. First, there's our bearded principal, Mr. James, whose name I usually forget, possibly due to the shock of having been called into his office twice this year. Next to him, there's the lady singing teacher who comes around to Oak Glen Primary School, but not as often as she used to because of money. She has a long gray hair and wears dangling earrings and swishy skirts. Next to her are 2 strange grown-ups who are probably talented people who live in Oak Glen. The lady has big, fancy yellow hair, like one of Alfie's dolls, but kind of an old lady face. The man is almost an antique. He looks as if he's wearing some bigger guy's suit. His little white-haired head pokes out of his white button-down shirt like a turtle's head coming out of its shell. I hope we can trust them to reject us from the talent show. Miss Sanchez seats us on the left side of the aisle and hands my list to the principal, who looks it over, smiles, and nods. Miss Sanchez hurries around the row and takes her seat next to the turtle man in the too big suit. The principal stands up.
"Welcome, third graders,"
he announces.
"These are our judges."
He says, waving at the people sitting in his row.
"Let's give them a rousing Oak Glen thank you with a big round of applause."
So we clap our hands as loud and as long as we can. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining us today. And Cell Phone Sally says, thank you, and we'll see you next time for another reading session.